right out the gate, there's no intro because this is our 100th episode, which is wild. We're celebrating 2 years of the Fearless Warrior podcast, and I'm kind of nervous. I'm kind of giddy because if you could see us right now, we're all on Zoom. And who is we? We is Team Fearless. And so if you didn't know this, you're a new podcast listener, or maybe you're an alumni and you're like, what do you mean Team Fearless? It is not just me. I have a whole team that works behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, at our events. And if you're watching this, we are also posting this on YouTube. So if there was a time to watch the podcast on YouTube, feel free to watch there. Team Fearless is a group of people, a group of women that believe in the mission of Fearless. And we thought it would be really fun to just banter, share some stories, some behind the scenes, and just talk about how we function as a team and share a little bit about who we are as a group. So I kind of prepped you guys. We're going to do rapid fire. I thought it would be fun just to get into this. I'm going to call Coach Kara up to the hot seat. We're going to do rapid fire. You ready?
I'm ready. Hit me.
Who are you?
I'm Coach Kara Remington.
Let's go. Favorite drink?
Diet Coke, all the way.
Favorite seed flavor?
I'm an OG. I like just the plain, give me some salted plain seeds.
Favorite Gatorade flavor?
I actually lean a little bit more towards Powerade, but if it has to be Gatorade or Powerade, really, blue, but like the deep blue, none of that icy blue, right? It's got to be like the really radioactive looking blue flavor.
And what sports did you play?
All of them. I played basketball, volleyball, and softball in high school. Played many, many years of soccer growing up, all the way through to junior high. I played rugby in college and did all sorts of intramural sports in college as well, including winning a championship in inner tube water polo, won a championship in flag football. Haven't met a sport I didn't like. So
You're multi-sport. And where are you currently located?
I'm currently located in Canton, Michigan.
And what's your title? What's your role with Team Fearless?
I am the director of team performance. So my main job is taking care of the teams, getting them in the team curriculum, supporting coaches. And I love it. I also get to do some mentorship calls on the side and some one-on-one coaching. So it's fun.
Whoop, whoop. All right. Yay, this is fun. Okay. Amara, who are you?
Hi, I'm Amara, Coach Amara. Also some of my athletes call me Coach A.
Coach A, what's your favorite drink?
Iced coffee, French vanilla.
Favorite seed flavor?
Controversial, I don't like seeds.
Oh, didn't know that about you. All right. Favorite Gatorade flavor?
Deep blue, just like Kara said, but I like the sippy top lid,
Nostalgic. Sports you played?
All of them as well. Did meet a lot of sports I didn't like, so I really stuck home with field hockey, basketball, and lacrosse.
And you're missing one. It's still a sport.
Oh, cheer. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely
Yeah.
cheer. My favorite. I did all-star cheer growing up as well and then got injured, but that's always has my heart.
And where are you located?
Washington, D.C.
And what's your title?
I'm the social media coordinator, so I handle all things socials, Instagram, Facebook, and occasionally Twitter.
So good. All right. Sarah on the hot seat. Who are you?
I'm Coach Sarah.
Welcome. What's your favorite drink?
So I do like me a vanilla Coke, but I also love iced white chocolate mochas.
Favorite seed flavor?
Gotta be barbecue, but it has to be the Spitz brand specific.
Good to know. Favorite Gatorade flavor?
I love blue, but it has to be the Glacier Freeze, so the light blue. All the
Oh,
way.
come on, man.
Yes. Yes. Sports you played?
So growing up, I played softball and volleyball primarily, did a little bit of basketball in my adult life, so like college and beyond. I did dabble into rock climbing. And then I was the intramural champion for ultimate frisbee, but did some slow pitch softball. So I currently do like slow pitch softball on the side.
So good. And where are you located?
Valdosta, Georgia.
Georgia. And what's your title?
I am the community manager, so I help with a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I help Coach AB with emails. I upload all of your videos to your portal. So replay videos. I help with miscellaneous projects that Coach AB needs, or Coach Amara or Coach Kara. So I'm just your support girl.
Hype girl. Yes, you are. Didn't do our whoop whoops. Whoop whoop.
Whoop, whoop. I think it's AB's turn.
Oh yeah. Can't let you slide. Here you go. AB, I got them for you. So who are you?
I'm Coach AB. My full name is Amanda Schaefer. I got married and nobody knew who I was and all my accolades. I used to be Amanda Beeson. So if you look up all my past life, you're going to want to Google Amanda Beeson. Also, why I'm called AB. Nobody knows why I'm called AB. So there you go.
Awesome. What's your favorite drink?
Iced dirty chai.
Sounds gross. I'm just kidding. Your favorite seed flavor?
I'm with Sarah. I dig a good barbecue.
But brand doesn't matter as much.
No.
All right. Favorite Gatorade flavor?
What's the light purple?
Oh, nasty is what it is.
Light purple or light blue? Glacial frost?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No,
Yep.
thank you. I guess we could share a pack. That would be fine. You could have all those nasty purple ones. What sports do you play?
This is kind of a fun fact about me. I think one of my biggest regrets is that I was just a softball player and I wasn't really athletic. My parents supported me and I was a pitcher and I spent all my time playing one sport. So if I could go back, I'm actually doing a lot more sports now. I'm doing lifting, I'm doing cycling. I now am a runner, which is wild to me. I guess I played volleyball in middle school and some other things, but it was literally like 2 games. So
Never too late. Where are you located?
Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah. What's your title?
I'm a mental performance coach and I'm the founder. I started this whole gig in 2019. I finally said yes after researching what mental skills were. And all of you crazies are crazy enough to say yes to the vision. So I'm so glad that you guys are here. And
That's your real title. Visionary. That's your real title.
We did, so kind of a behind the scenes, I thought it would be really fun. The reason that we're doing this podcast episode is we just got off of a virtual retreat. We've, hopefully in the future, we'll be able to do more of our own retreats where I really like practicing what we preach. And so one of the things that I want you all to know is that as you're listening to our podcast, all of our Fearless Warrior calls, we do wins, we do shout outs, and we do the exact same thing with our team. So every Monday we meet as Team Fearless, and the first thing we do on calls is share wins. And then we get down to business and we talk about, what needs to be done and how we can serve all of our members, all of you guys, and get this podcast out. So it's just wild to me that we're 2 years into the podcast and we're just getting started. So, we kind of did introductions. We kind of all picked a question that we wanted to ask. So, Kara, I think you should kick it off with your question.
Yeah. So you on the podcast and when we have our mentorship calls, we always end out asking the person that's with us or the people that are with us the same question, which is, if you could go back in time and tell your younger self something, what would you tell them? And since some of us have already answered that question, I thought maybe just tweaking it just a little bit of this idea. So if you could go back to high school or junior high or whenever you thought you would need it most, what mental skill would you teach your younger self? So what do you think could have benefited your younger self most as far as the mental skills that we now teach all the girls in our program? Who wants to kick it off?
I feel like I say this a lot. I was visualizing, but I was kind of visualizing without the structure. And I think what's interesting is what was fascinating is my origin story is my mom post-college, as I started coaching, asked me like, how were you so confident? And I literally couldn't answer her question until I discovered what mental skills were. And so I would definitely say if I could go back and redo, I thought I was doing self-talk, but it wasn't the correct way. It was actually toxic positivity. And I was doing visualization, but I wasn't anchoring it in an emotion. So I think for me, I would go back and give myself these tools. I kind of used them in like did you guys watch The Last Dance with Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan took his mental game to like a psychotic level where he just wanted to compete, and he would like make up negative stories where like, this person hates me and I'm going to score on them. I think sometimes we can get into that trickiness. I feel like I had that Michael Jordan viciousness where if I had the mental skills, it was less about being vicious and like overly cocky and more about just being who I am today, of like, I'm confident in myself, not from a cocky perspective, but just from I know who I am perspective.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think similarly, I was always a visionary. Like, I feel like I didn't realize later in life when I learned what visualization was, like, oh, I've been doing this. This is how that got me to college. This is how that got me to do certain things. But I feel like what really would have helped me was learning breath work and like how to ground myself in my breathing. I'm someone who, especially when I was younger, my emotions would bottle up until like it reached a point where it would just explode. And so if I would have like those moments in time where like I could have really focused on my breathing and just grounding myself and coming into tune with how I feel like now in my adulthood, it's a lot of work for me to recognize my emotions in a situation. And so just being able to like give that tool to my younger self to really identify like what it is I'm feeling instead of just like move on and keep going on to the next thing, just really identifying how I'm feeling and like doing that grounding and that breath work that I learned from Coach Kara at the retreat.
Yeah, for me, I think like so I was actually introduced to like mental skills when I was in college, but I wasn't a college athlete per se because I did intramurals, but it was actually like through the school counseling because I had a lot of test anxiety. And so finally like a professor was like, "Hey, you should go to the counseling center and see like what's up." Because I was like almost failing all my classes and I came out of high school like as a 3.85 student, so I didn't understand why I was like getting a 2.0 in college. And so it was there that like they taught me what self-talk was. And that was like the real turning point like in my college career was like they had me write down like 5 things that like were positive about myself, or just like true facts. So like I am smart, like I can do this, like, and that really helped build my confidence. So like going back to like middle school and high school, like I was still a nervous test taker. Like I was always super nervous to like get up to bat. I did have like some self-talk, like I guess innate knowledge, like because when I did have good hits, like I remember vividly like thinking to myself, this is my time, like this is my like ball. And so then like I had a successful like batting career in high school, like batting average and stuff. So but I wish like I that would have like been ingrained in me like sooner so that like I would have been able to like learn it and understand it so that I didn't learn it like so late in life.
Yeah. Don't we all wish we had all had these so much earlier? But I feel like for me, I was exposed to visualization and affirmations and goal setting and stuff pretty early on, which was a really, really helpful for me. But I think if I had to go back and teach myself something, I think it would revolve around failure recovery. And I see especially in high school, as a high school athlete, with volleyball, I played libero, which is a defensive specialist position. And so you do a lot of serve receive, and serve receive is very, very mental, very mental. And I remember so many times where like I would have games where it just was on, right? And you just like didn't matter the server, I could just pass it and it was whatever. But if I would miss one or shank a serve, I would get so in my head and I didn't quite know how to process the mistake that I had just made and not make it bleed into the next. And it would slide downhill and I would miss 2 or 3 in a row. And any good volleyball server, once you see a libero shank a pass, you're going to get the next serve. Like, so I would miss 2 or 3 in a row and I didn't quite know how to bottle up that emotion that I was feeling because I was very hard on myself. And I didn't know how to process it in a healthy way to help it just be one mistake. It would often snowball into 2 or 3 mistakes. And that wasn't indicative of the player that I was. And it just all had to do with just how I dealt with failure and how I didn't quite know how to come at it and to let go of the past and move to the future. So it wasn't as much of a problem in basketball because it was a little bit quicker. But I definitely saw that in softball as well, especially with hitting, that I would, fail one time at hitting and it'd carry over into my next at bat or make an error in the mistake or error in the field and realize that, I was nervous now to have another ball come towards me when other days it wasn't a big deal. So I think failure recovery would have helped me out a lot as a younger athlete.
Which I think ties in beautifully to the conversation that we had earlier this morning at our team retreat, is getting back to the mission of like, we could work with colleges, we could work with, professional athletes, and that's great. And we have some of those on our roster. But for us, I think getting back to the roots of why we started this and why all of you guys are so passionate about this is if we can lessen the gap of like, we don't want these athletes to wait until they're in college to have a sports psychologist or somebody on staff. And a lot of colleges don't even have access to that. And so it's like, if we can make this accessible to younger and younger ages, like this is the work. This is literally what we're doing day in and day out as Team Fearless with our programs and the podcast. So cool. What we're going to keep rolling. I think we all kind of picked a question. Whose question is next?
Maybe I have a question. If we could host a Fearless event anywhere, whether it's a camp or an event, where would it be?
You mean like we're gonna hop on a plane? We can like go anywhere?
Yeah, why not? Let's go to Ireland. No, I'm just kidding. Where would you want to go?
Hey, that's where I'm headed. I'm headed to Europe, man. I'm going to Switzerland. That's my next big trip that I've got on the docket. Fun fact, I speak German. I lived in Switzerland for a year and a half when I was, 21 to 23. So I speak German. I love the Swiss people. I love the country of Switzerland, like the chocolate, the bread, everything. Let's go there. Let's have a retreat all in German. It would be awesome.
So AB, question comes back to you. Where would you want to go?
Well, this is embarrassing to admit, but I don't have a passport, so
that can be remedied.
I think the cool thing is like if we would make it a goal to touch all of the coast, I just think it would be so cool to like go to Florida, go to California, or like Seattle, Pacific Northwest, and then like go up to Michigan and then go down to Texas. Like I love this question because I feel like my kids are just now getting old enough where we can really start to like grow our impact. And I don't know what it would look like. Like, is it a camp? Is it a retreat? But I guess we don't have to know logistics. We just have to know that like it's possible. We have clients in all of those states. Did you guys know this? I don't know if you guys knew this, podcast listeners. We have clients who have gone through our programs or our one-on-one coaching in every single state except for one. Do you guys know which one it is?
South Dakota.
One of the Dakotas, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's South Dakota. So if you're listening to this and you're from South Dakota, DM us immediately. We need to talk.
Yeah, we'll make you a deal.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know though, if we have like a flight anywhere, like imagine a Fearless trip to like New Zealand or Fiji, that could be fun.
Oh, yeah, I'd be down.
Hey, I do have friends in New Zealand. Just saying. We have clients in New Zealand or Australia. Both? Might be in both. Sarah, what's your answer to your own question?
Oh, I'd love to be back in my home state of Washington State. So let's go to the Pacific Northwest. I'll take the rain any day.
Yeah.
Over the humidity.
I'm down. I feel like we need to open this question up to everybody. So is there a way that how can they comment on the podcast? Is that a thing, Sarah?
They could leave a review and then like just do a quick star and say, let's go to XYZ, or you can always DM us on Insta or Facebook.
Or you can comment on YouTube. This video will be up on YouTube.
We could bribe them. If you give us a 5-star review, we're more likely to come to your location.
There you go.
The most 5-star review too.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. That was a good question.
All right, I have a fun one. Okay, if you won the lottery today and you did not have to work, you can do whatever you wanted. What are you doing with your time and your earnings?
I mean, I literally have thought about this question since I've been a little kid. I literally would do exactly what I'm doing now, except I think we would do more retreats. Like I would just live in a, like, and I posted this in the Instagram stories, but like my husband's in architecture. So I think God literally was like, okay, like, do you see what I'm trying to do in your life? I married an architect. I want to design. Have you guys seen those barn dominiums?
Yeah.
We're like, I want to build a giant retreat center in the middle of Nebraska, surrounded by cornfields, like think Field of Dreams. And I just want everybody to fly in to the middle of nowhere and like come experience what a retreat is like, not just 1 week out of the year, but all year. That's, I let's go. Let's build
I'd live in your barn dominium. You got to build me an apartment in there.
Yeah.
Bring my kids. We can live there.
Yeah. Barn Dominium City. We'll call it Barn Dominium, Nebraska.
Awesome. I think this is why we work well, AB. Like I'm right there. Like there's not a ton I would change about my life other than maybe like the car I drive and the house that I live in. But like I would just be coaching. I would find a way to coach some sport at, preferably I think the high school level would be my preference. Whereas, I haven't been able to coach high school for a few years just because of family constraints and time constraints and money constraints. So I would love to just get back to just coaching and just pouring into athletes like one-on-one every day.
Can I be your assistant coach? I know you said
Yeah. No. You can be that coach.
No.
Someday I would love to start a rugby club, but that takes head coaching vibes, and I don't know if I'm ready for it.
Mara, you got us. Mara will be the head coach. Mara's
I got you. I got us.
Yeah. All right. Fearless rugby.
I love where I'm at in life too. However, if I was single and I didn't have a kid or dogs, I would love to have one of those camper vans. And in the summer, I would be a whitewater rafting guide. And in the winter, I'd probably be on the ski slopes. I love both those things. It helps me with my flow, like keeping in the present. And so that is where I would want to be. So
Is there room for me in that van? I'd do that.
I was gonna say I love whitewater rafting.
How about your husband makes us a van?
Yeah,
One of those architecture like Sprinter van.
Yeah, just put a tiny home on wheels, an 18-wheeler.
That's right.
Mobile, a barn dominium, and we have like 2 versions of this.
That's right.
Fearless retreat on wheels.
Amara, you gotta tell us your answer.
Okay, mine, I think. Wow, I would stick with coaching. I would coach for sure, but this time, like, I would leave the basketball coaching to the side in the winter, and I think I would take the winter to like travel and knock off like my dream is to like somehow, some way make it to every country in the world. And so like if money's not a problem, I could like take the winter off and then just travel to warm places and like beautiful cold places instead of being stuck in DC for the winter.
There you go. Man, as a visionary, I'm loving this episode. Is really fun. Now we gotta like figure out how to make this all happen. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. I will end the episode with a final question. I selfishly would love to know and share everyone's favorite fearless memory, like a funny memory or like a moment where you were like, yes, like this is awesome. Like what would be at an event or a call or a, client win? Like what is that for you guys?
I think for me, in the very first year that I was with Fearless, what was that, 2022? I came to that first retreat and we had Jordy Ball come. I thought that was just like to see the excitement of the girls to meet their like idol, and then to have her sit down, and her podcast episode is still the most popular one that we have, even though it was like 3 years ago. But just to hear her like share her story and her heart with those girls, and to watch their response to that to me really solidified like I'm in the right place doing the right thing. Like we're creating this bridge between the resources of the professional and top collegiate athletes, and we are bringing them to the younger generation in a way that's going to positively impact them. And so for me, that was just like just watching her up there do her thing, and then watching the girls as she signed their balls and took pictures with them, and just how gracious she was. And I just felt like this is the right place at the right time, and this is the right community. Softball is such a great community of people to be doing this in, and felt like we're really going to be able to do some good here.
So good. That was a great retreat. They're all great retreats. They just all have their own, like, oh, there's so many memories.
I'm gonna say mine has to absolutely be the retreat that just happened. I think like for me, off jump, I want to say like number one memory was like AB getting out the car and like hugging you initially. I think it was just like I am like a physical touch person as a love language, and I think like that love and like I was like, okay, like this is like I'm excited. Like it felt like I'm ready to get it going. Like I was just so excited to get started and talk about projects and just like having that first initial meeting. And then also to just a journal reflection moment on the retreat where it's just like I feel like everything aligned. And for a second, I finally had the time to sit and reflect on what my goals were. And it like finally for the first time in a long time, I felt like I was aligning with these goals, and that like it felt like I knew like this was the path I was supposed to be on, and the people I was surrounded by were like the people I needed in my life in that time. And so just like that confirmation and that gut feeling in both of those moments on the retreat was number one for me.
That's awesome, because I didn't know that that was that, like, I don't know. I feel like when you guys meet me for the first time, we talk for years on, like, some of you guys I have known more on Zoom than in person. So when we get to meet each other in person, it's like, I already know you. Like, okay,
Yeah.
let's go get tacos.
Yeah.
Low key, Amara, were you surprised by how tall she was? That
I
my
was
biggest
so
takeaway.
surprised by how no, I told you that.
Do I
that was
look
the
like a
first thing
short
I
person?
noticed.
No, but you were taller than I
but,
think.
like you were taller than I expected. And I
Yeah.
think
I'm not that tall.
I
No,
don't know, maybe
it's
because
not.
you're
When all of us are
5'4".
5'4", like
Yeah,
it's
tall.
true. We're all
Okay.
short.
Uh,
It's not that I didn't think you would be. I hadn't thought that much about it, but I was surprised. I was like,
Exactly,
oh, she's taller than I thought she would be.
oh, okay.
Exactly.
That's fair.
I
That's
never
fair.
realized I never gave that much thought into your height. Like you do not give short energy at all, but I
No,
wasn't
not at
expecting.
all. No. But you're
Yeah.
tall.
Yeah.
I'll wear heels next time I pick you up from the airport.
I love it.
Hey, I've seen you in those Spanx heels. You're real tall in those.
Sarah, what's your favorite
Um,
memory?
For me, so I haven't had the opportunity to go to a retreat yet. I had a little girl in July of last year, 2024, and then this year. So I do have a master's in applied sports psychology. I needed an internship, and so I had followed Fearless Fast Pitch on socials, and one of her like more popular reels, I would say, like came across the spaghetti noodle of like breaking your beliefs, and I was like, man, like I can resonate with that. So like I wanted to teach it to like the volleyball girls I was coaching. But I had just like randomly reached out. It was a total God thing. I just said, hey, like, are you offering like any internships? Like, I'm looking for an internship. She's like, actually, like, I totally am. And like, so that was a total God thing. And then did that for a summer. And then a year later, I came back and said, hey, like, a baby's on the way. Like, I still believe in like the vision and the mission. Like, do you have a job opening? And again, like total God thing. Like, so like even though I am one of those people she only knows on Zoom, she doesn't know like what I look like in person, the shortness and all.
Maybe you're
But
tall too. Are you tall too, Sarah?
no, I'm 5'4".
No. Okay.
It's all of my friends are much taller than me. My best friend is like 6'1". So it's anyways, that's a side note. But yeah, so it's just like I love like the vision of Fearless Fast Pitch and like the faith that like comes behind that too. And so like I just like it's all the glory to God, to be honest. Like so I'm just like so thankful that like I have this opportunity to like be a part of the mission. Whether it's like face to face or like behind the scenes. Like so thankful to like know all of you, and like someday I will be at the retreat, I swear. But for now I'm just like super thankful for the Fearless community. So
We're so glad you're here. All divine timing. I don't know if you guys know like how this all started, but I keep like I could share so many memories, and like there's so many good ones, but not nothing will ever compare to standing in the sand barefoot in Laguna Beach, California, with my phone. And I think what really like kickstarted all of this is I went to a business conference. I was a head high school coach at a school district that I graduated from. And I had extreme imposter syndrome of who am I to teach these mental skills? And my mentor challenged me and said, what is stopping you from starting? And I always felt like the youngest in the room, the least qualified. Who am I to teach this? And in October of 2019, really what started all of this was just a bunch of research. And I picked up my phone and I worked at a coffee shop to like set up I don't even think it was like it didn't even have a name. I think it was originally called the Fearless Warrior Tribe. And I had like a PayPal code basically. And I picked up my phone and I went live on Instagram on the beach. And to this day, like it makes me giddy because I was so nervous. Like there was a time where just picking up your phone, going live on Instagram was really nerve-wracking. And I just picked up my phone and I said, hey, I have this idea. I want to teach your daughter these things called mental skills. If you want to try this out with me, we're going to hop on Zoom for 6 weeks. And that was the first ever Fearless Warrior program. And to this day, like nothing will ever compare to like that invigorating feeling of like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how it's going to work out. I just feel like this is what I'm called to do. And to see the ripple effects of like the past 6 years of like everything that's flowed from this is like, I don't know, just like so cool. And then I know I'm cheating by sharing 2 memories, but there was a moment this year at the retreat where I was by myself. You guys were all on the scavenger hunt. There's nobody around. And I just like was looking at the flag hanging outside the cabin. And it was this moment of like, everything had to happen the way that it had happened to like get to this moment. And like, it's not about me. It's not about me. So thank you guys for being here. And the podcast wouldn't be here. The program would like, none of this would be here if we didn't like move through our fears. And you know, I'll always say, I'm not fearless because I don't have fears. I'm fearless because I move despite them. So thank you guys all for being here. How do we do? Is this a long enough episode? How do we end it? Dance vibes, 100 episodes. We should have dressed up like old grannies. 100th day at school. No, for real though. Thank you guys for listening. And if you liked this episode, and shameless plug, if you have not given us a review yet and you want to hop on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and give us a review and shoot us a DM, let us know like who do you want us to interview? What do you guys want us to talk about? Is there a topic, a question? Please let us know because we're not done. We just reached our 100th episode. We're not slowing down anytime soon. So anything else you guys want to add?
No, here's still 100 more.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. We ate Chipotle for our team retreat, so we can't cheers Chipotle. So thanks, moms. Okay. Till next time, Fearless Fam. We'll see you on the 101 episode. Bye.
Bye.